Hello, beautiful soul. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Spiritually Empowered, my brand new podcast. I am Ashley Coleman, your host. This is a safe space for all who want some real, juicy, refined tips, tools, wisdom, practices for alignment, for self-expression, and ultimately to live our greatest lives, right? Isn't that what we all are craving and are ready for and are preparing for in these really interesting times? So the topic I want to bring to you today is holding space for your sacred darkness. So what do I mean by sacred darkness? I mean you're wild. I mean the parts of you that crave wild, that want to dance and growl and scream and be sensual. And if we don't hold space for that aspect of ourselves, we feel tired, we feel lack, we feel a low zest for life. So I'm here to talk about what it might look like for you to hold space for all of your parts and pieces, right? Because we are made up of the lover, the wild one, the inner child, the queen, the king, the divinity. We are meant, I feel, to move through these different archetypes with fluidity. So what does that mean? That means being able to change, to move, and to embrace parts of ourselves as they arise organically. And we can also go in and activate these through our own consciousness, okay? So I'll share with you a little bit about where I'm at right now. So I just finished a really juicy dance and I'm out of breath, I'm kind of sweaty, and it was dark, it was delicious, it was sensual, it was embodied. And a lot of the time, so I'll just talk about me today. So I got home from a walk and I just kind of plumped on the chair in my living room and I said, what now? What should I do with myself, my energy? Feeling a little low. And so I walked upstairs and I felt intuitively like a part of me wanted to come through to give life to vitality, to fresh energy. So what I did was I walked upstairs, I turned on my favorite playlist or one of them, and hey, send me a ping if you want some playlists, okay? I'd love to share some with you. And so I just went wild. And I had this thought, we have the darkness inside of us. We have depression, we have darkness, we have joy, we have all these sides. Are we holding space for it all? Are we? And a better question might be, how can we hold more space? Because it doesn't have to be black or white, right? Am I or am I not? How about we rephrase it? How can I hold more space for all of me? So that when I feel sadness, I let myself go there. I move and I feel and I take a bath, whatever needs to happen. And when I feel joy, I will jump and I will let it in, because my love, if we are closed off to one side of ourselves, then we're closed off to all of them, right? So here's a tip. Tip number 1, when I wake up, okay, we have all these aspects of ourselves. I have all these aspects of me. When I wake up, I put my spirit at the front of the line. Because if we're not careful, we'll be led by our ego. We'll be led by our desires. We'll be led by our inner child. We'll be led by our wild one, okay? That can lead us down some interesting paths, right? And so what I do is every day I say, God, Goddess, Ashley's great spirit, the great spirit, lead me, show me. I choose love today. You're at the front of the line. You are the master of my reality, my great spirit. So that's where I start, right? Because we've got all these archetypes, okay? So that's what I put at the front of the line. Now, when I today went to experience this darkness moving through my body, it felt delicious once I let it in and I let it flow. So instead of choosing to kind of flatline, okay, to pick up a book or to watch a show, etc., I chose this word. It's called intimacy. Okay, welcome to Scorpio season. We're wrapping it up in a couple days, so what a great time to really dive in to the depths of you. Now, guess what? It's messy, it's juicy, it's sexy, it's delicious, it's wild. Here's the key, it's contained. What we don't allow ourselves to express inside of us runs us. Okay? What we don't allow ourselves to express inside of us runs us. So how do we create safety in expression? Okay, well, first of all, like I said earlier, you know who's at the top of your line. You know who's the master of your reality. For me, Great Spirit. That feels so good for me. And then I hold space for myself, meaning I observe without judgment. Now, we could study that, you guys, my love. We could study this for the rest of our lives, and I hope we do. Observe without judgment and observe without analyzing. That is so life-changing, right? Because there's a yumminess in the darkness, okay? I don't mean lying, I don't mean stealing, cheating, I don't mean that kind of darkness. I mean the wild in you, my love. The question becomes, how can you let your wild out to play? One of my favorite things is to sound, to growl, to move the vibration up through my throat and out, okay? I made a post the other day about how I was running through the woods, laughing, dancing, and it gets a little wild, okay? And that's how I choose to live. I choose to be so free in my body that I get to play and have intimacy with every facet of my being. How do we make the uncomfortable comfortable? Expression. Expression, okay? That can be lighting a candle and saying, hello, sadness. I'm so interested in you. And then you write a poem, a dark poem, okay? Or you dance, or you play songs that allow you to engage with intimacy with that state of being. This is huge. And so I'll leave you with this today. Wherever you stand right now, can you take one step, or will you take one step closer to it? So instead of turning away, we turn towards our own heart and say, this feels pretty juicy right now. Maybe it's a whole bunch of emotions, whatever's there for you. Holding space for you. Maybe that looks like crying or journaling or taking a bath. But for me, it really feels like giving myself permission to be there fully. And I'm not talking 1 foot in, my love. I'm talking 2 feet in. 2 feet in. And for me tonight, it was my sacred darkness. It's hot, it's steamy, it's beautiful, it's incredible. It's a facet of the human experience. When it goes judged and unexpressed, it turns even darker. How do I want to say that? When the darkness goes judged and unexpressed, it becomes harmful. How about that? So my challenge for you is to turn towards yourself. And here's the holding space part. You observe without judgment. You go in there, you light your candle, make it sacred. This is a little bit of Tantra, right? This is embodiment. And I'm not a tantrika by any means, and no, it's not all about sex, just throwing that in there. It's about engaging with life and saying yes to your state of being from a power place, from a place that says, I give myself full permission to feel where I'm at. Not only that, but I'm going to move in closer and I'm going to express it. And just see what happens. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy that process and let it feel good for you. So I hope this resonated with you today. I'd love for you to share this podcast, and welcome to my podcast. So this is something I'm really excited about. My goal for this is to just jump on here and share bits of wisdom, to share little bits of embodied truth that is present in my being that I'm offering to you wherever you're at. So it's going to be easily digestible, meaning it's going to be things that you can use, wisdom that you can put into place immediately. So my question for you today is, will you lean closer to yourself? Say yes to your state of being. Say yes to where you're at. To take that bold step, both feet in, and then to explore where you are at with art, with poetry, with dance. See where that leads you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I can't wait for more. Definitely share this, like this, follow me on this platform if you resonate with these things that I'm saying. And I'm so grateful to walk by your side, right? We are in this together. So thank you so much, beautiful soul, for tuning in today. And I will see you very soon.